G2. We are starting out today with our second lesson. So for this lesson, you will need this piece of paper. Notice it says G2 at the top. Make sure you have this handy for when we begin using it, please. The first thing we need to do, as always, is open our interactive notebook. Always remember, guys, that you can pause this video if you get lost at any second. I'm going to open up our interactive notebook and we are going to fill out our table of contents for today. The page number will be 3. The date will be 8/19. And the lesson title is going to be Geography Vocabulary. We're going to flip to page number 3. And I'm going, you guys can't really see it, but down here in the bottoms, I'm going to write page number 3 in the outside corners of the bottoms. Again, kind of hard for you guys to see. I'm going to try and hold the camera. I'm going to fill out page number 3 down there. I'm going to write the date at the tops. 8/19, 8/19. And then the lesson title is, again, G2, Geography, Vocabulary. And again over here, G2, Geography, Vocabulary. I'm going to section out my areas like I did on the last one. I'm going to put LG right here. That's our learning goal. Again, you don't need to use a ruler. Just need to draw a line if you want. I'm going to draw my line so that I know where my learning goal ends and my homework begins. So under that line, I'm going to put homework. And then on the right side, I'm going to put classwork, just like we did with our previous lesson. This is what we're going to do every single day. You guys will get used to doing it automatically. There will come a point where I stop going over it with you, and you guys will just know how to do it. Now, our learning goal for today is we are going to develop an academic vocabulary for the topic of geography. I'm going to go ahead and flip my book sideways now so that I can write a little bit more nicely. So we are, or I will, it's up to you how you want to write that. We will develop an academic vocabulary for the topic of geography. Period. I'm going to switch pens just so you guys can see the color difference now. Now our homework is vocabulary pictures. So I'm going to write that right here. Vocabulary pictures. And on the slideshow that I do put on Bitmoji Classroom, the directions for how to do the homework are included on the last slide. So that takes us to how to do our foldable for today. I'm going to take my notebook out for just a second. This is our foldable for today. Now I'm going to grab, let's see, what color do I want to use? I'm going to grab an orange highlighter just so you guys can see what I'm pointing to. Don't use an orange highlighter on your own foldable. So this is our handout for today. What you are going to do is you are going to color each one of these areas a different color. Do this before you make any cuts. That's super important before you make any cuts, just because it's way easier. After you color the entire thing, you're going to cut. You'll see up here, it says cut, 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 cut. You're going to cut the dotted lines. So I'm using the highlighter to show you how to cut it. You're not going to highlight your page. You're going to cut these parts out. Cut along the outside first. It's the first way you cut it. Then you cut along the center here. Again, this isn't super neat just because I'm showing you how to cut it. Then, and finally, you're going to cut each one of these little flaps, all of the dashed lines on both sides. Sorry guys, my nose is running. Is anybody else having issues with allergies because of this smoke? It feels horrible outside. So, by the end of it, you should have cut all dashed lines. So I'm going to write that down here just for the people. I'm going to write it in a bigger pen than that. Cut all dashed lines. Cut the dashed lines, yeah? So then by the end of it, yours should look something like this. You've got two separate things. They're colored, and you've cut each individual flap so that they flip up. Again, if you need to pause this video, pause this video. There's a reason it's a video and we're not doing this live, so that you guys will know how to do this at home. I'm opening back my notebook. And what you guys are going to do is you are going to glue down with your handy dandy glue stick, glue gun, liquid glue, however you want to do. You are going to take your two vocabulary sheets. You're going to take your glue, and you are going to glue just along the spine here. Don't put any glue on this side where you've made the cuts, only on the spine. So watch what I do. I take my glue only on the spine. I flip it over and I glue it into my interactive notebook. A good easy way to make sure that it's lined up is to use the red line on your notebook and just line it up that way. My glue isn't super sticky, but that's fine. I'm going to do the same thing for this one, only along the spine. Flip it over and glue it in. And that is all you're going to do for history today. We will get to a point where I expect you guys to be able to do both part 1 and part 2 on the same day, but this is all you're going to do for history today. Make sure it's colored, make sure it's cut out, and make sure it's glued in for tomorrow. Have a great day, guys. Let me know if you have any questions.